You Lord, oh Lord, you Lord, for Sunday. 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 You Lord.
Hey, welcome to Frontline Manor. I'm your host, Kevin Stewart, Mr. Do-Right. If you did not know, that was very hard for me to remember because it has been a minute since we've been here, but I'm glad we're back. And I have my old dear friend with me, the mayor of Manor, Texas, Dr. Harvey.
What's going on, everybody?
And we gonna jump back into this, and I ain't forgot about you, Wayne. It's been a roller coaster. So if you didn't know, I was putting on an event for hip hop and R&B artists in the Central Texas area. I tried to get 36 artists on. I ended up getting 33. So don't sue me. It was a big success. We streamed for 12 hours and it went very well. And at the end of the day, in the 3 months that we were promoting and uploading performances and things like that, we ended up getting 77,000 impressions out there. And so far, Rhythm and Rise Live is over 1,000 views and counting. Because the great thing about it, it was live, but if you didn't see it live, you can always watch it and you still get that live feel.
Yeah.
So that's what it's all about. We gave these artists some stage, how would you say? Not stage presence, but stage knowledge. You know, a lot of them never even been on the stage before, but man, they put in a lot of work and everything came out great. A few people popped up on us that night. This guy was one of them.
Yeah.
He surprised me. It was funny because I'm running back and forth doing stuff, and the ladies, they was doing a great job managing everything. They said, "Hey, you gotta come out. The mayor's here." I said, "Oh, he made it, huh? Okay." No, you don't understand. The mayor's here. I'm like, okay. I said, "He's here all the time." Oh, they were so excited. You made their day when you showed up. So, it was a good time.
Yeah, I just have to add to that.
Okay.
That was more than just successful.
Really?
That was top tier.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, you had your team was on point. All your volunteers, they made the space welcoming. I've been to a lot of events, and it didn't feel any different if I was down on South by Southwest.
Really? Okay.
You have people out front kind of congregating, talking about their experience, whether they was going to come back in a little bit or had just finished. You had the guy over here in the drive, the
security in the driveway?
Security driveway. Sending people where they need to go, and then you come back through the side and you have your welcome tent, and everybody's kind of smiles, welcoming. Hey, here's this. Here's the food information. Here's your tickets for this and that. The outdoor tent, the outdoor TV, the stage outdoor, the stages indoor. All that stuff was what you would expect to go pay for.
Okay. I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought I was just doing the bare minimum.
No, you was not doing the bare minimum. Bare minimum would have been one stage.
Okay.
And one stage and one space where you could transition, where people could move a camera to, and then they set up and then come back to that one space.
Right.
Bare minimum would not have been the food, the artist engagement,
Mm-hmm.
the crowd, the volunteers. That would have been bare minimum.
No. Okay.
Yeah. So you could have a larger venue and run that same platform, that same format, and anywhere. So
okay.
that was top tier.
Oh, man, that means a lot to me.
Yeah.
Because we went in blind. We ain't never ran no event like that before.
No, as a matter of fact, because I tell you, in my former music life,
yeah,
we've hosted shows and done concerts and different things, and I got a chance to work with, a lot of artists, when they've come to Texas and whatever.
Right.
And the teams that they have, sometimes a lot bigger.
Okay.
To be able to manage one stage.
Okay.
And so, no, you manage multiple stages, ton of artists, and over a longer period of time.
Yeah.
So going live stream, because that's the other thing. We're not just talking about being able to perform, and where the cameras are down and you can oh well, let's pause for a second. We have technical difficulties.
Mm-hmm.
No, you ran the whole thing live and according to the schedule.
Yeah.
And as a first time, so no, top tier.
Gold
star.
I guess it's from doing all these live streams, running into all those problems. Oh, because we ran into problems. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but you have a biased lens.
I guess
you have
so.
a lens of what you want and how you know all the different things that could have been better, and you're probably processing that in real time. While it was going on.
Yeah, because I was like, I needed an assistant.
Yeah, well, and I don't disagree. I think you had great assistance and everything, but it would be cool to have where you can point to someone at the other stage so that you don't have to rip and run.
And the whole thing was I was supposed to have a co-host, but that fell through. So,
yeah, but look. When I said it doesn't take away, gold star. So your job is to not go down.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if all y'all did was maintain that level, you good.
Okay, man, your words mean a lot. That means a lot. Is not the first person to say that. I guess you all right. I'm biased because I thought. When it was all over with, I thought it was okay. I thought we just, we just pulled it off.
No, but you also think about what you did. So it'd be different if this has been, if you've done this 5-6 times, if people going around doing this all over the place and so forth. You put on something that it would have took a massive amount of team and volunteers, for any other entity to do. And, your folks came in and I think it was your passion and your vision, and who you are to them. They bought into it, and when everyone's bought into a vision, it doesn't matter how hard something seems. You just get it done.
Yeah,
and that's what they did, because, like I said,
that's what they did.
If we were at the PBS station, it would have been way more folks having to be on your team to pull that off. Just because of just the dynamics and the structure and how people would have probably been panicking.
Right.
But again, your folks, they knew the vision, they trusted you, and everybody was flowing. And if no one knew that this was the first time, people would have probably thought this is probably your third, fourth time doing it.
Now you said something that is extremely important. Because when I was in the Navy, I'd never seen my captain panic. He might have been worried about something, maybe even unsure about something, but he never showed that. And so the ladies would come to me with something. Hey, we got this. This artist hasn't showed up yet. Yeah, who's here? Oh, we got such. We'll just move them. All right, and then they just take off. Bam. But it was like if I didn't show that crack, they didn't crack. And I just thought, when you said that, I just thought about it. Because that whole 12 hours was a blur.
I'm sure it was.
It was a blur.
Because when I was in here, you was blurring past me.
Oh my! Cameras was going down. I was troubleshooting lights on
Yeah, I saw
ladders.
there was I think it was a light over here that was out, and you band went on. You was fixing the light out there because it
Yeah,
wasn't strobing or something. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I was.
I
Uh,
saw. I watched, but like I said, you those would have been things that would have people that were inexperienced and didn't know what they were doing
right.
would have panicked and would have said, okay, we're gonna have to pause for a second to get all this right.
Oh man! Even when we lost the broadcast because the computer crashed, we were sitting there and it was the computer wouldn't move, and I sat there for a few minutes. I said, I got to make a decision. I said, all right, we're gonna reboot this thing. Stop the music. I'm gonna go out there, explain it to everybody, and we're gonna get it back up. Man, we was back up in minutes. Because we was on channel 16. I was like, I don't want I don't want cable to be seeing black.
Yeah.
Oh man. I don't even know. I didn't even get to watch it. I still haven't watched my own show yet.
You gotta
I
set
got
some time for it.
I gotta edit it all and
Right.
start chopping it up so I didn't see the sense. But anyway, we ain't here to talk about me. We're here to talk about you and all the things great in Manor. So let me look at my notes real quick and let's get this first not question, but can you tell us about the MLB play ball?
Yeah. So we have a couple of programs when I've attended some of these conferences
Okay.
and just kind of learn about what's happening in cities across America.
Mm-hmm.
So Major League Baseball has a community program called Play Ball. And because of my membership in the U.S. Mayors Conference, U.S. Conference of Mayors, I'm sorry, we get access to specific programs.
Okay.
And so one that I'm going to be bringing in and supporting our softball and baseball kids in the community is the Play Ball program. And it just gets our kids exposed to Major League Baseball players,
Okay.
gear and equipment and training, depending on whatever their focus is for the year. And so I'm working on that with them. Now I'll coordinate with them, and I'll be reaching out in a week or so to the current youth organizations
Okay.
to try to create an event so that they can come down and start engaging with our kids annually.
And that's just for Manor?
That's just for Manor.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, if Manor wants me to let other folks come in, we'll let them come in, but I'm not the mayor of other folks.
Okay. And so this is for the school district or for like little league teams and stuff like
Little
that?
league teams.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
but
cool.
of course, our school district kids can attend. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And what other programs did you get set up?
So
Sound like you've been super busy since April.
since April, yeah. The other program that I'll be working with is with Gabby Thomas
Okay.
and an entity called BetterWay.com, and the Olympic gold winner. Gabby Thomas has track
that
light.
Gabby
Yeah,
Thomas.
that Gabby.
Okay.
So I got a chance to meet her and talk about her program with them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a health program. So imagine you go to your primary care physician, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, whenever you can get one, because it's like 6 to 8 months sometimes wait list just to get into there, see them. Then you're there and they do their stuff and they tell you, okay, now you need to go get labs.
Okay.
And then you got to schedule that. Well, that's another time off work and blah, blah, blah. So you're looking at, on maybe a 2-month process to an 8-month process, depending on how busy your primary care physician is, to be seen and then get your blood tested and get labs back. They can do it in 24 to 48 hours.
Okay.
More importantly, you don't have to go to your primary physician. They've been approved by FDA and have the approval in the state of Texas. BetterWay is an Austin-based company. And you can they have a menu of services that you can pay for whatever lab you want.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty affordable, I think, because I expect it to be like, thousands of dollars to get some of this stuff. And it's just like a couple $100 to get your full makeup.
Wow.
And they'll meet you at a H-E-B or a Walmart or a CVS. And they come in, they take your blood and send it in. And then you'll get all your results on everything. Full screening on all those areas. And then you can send it to your doctors as well. So you don't even have to worry about doing those labs. They can send their stuff straight into them. And now when you go to the doctor, you can talk about something instead of going to say I got problems and they send you to labs, you have to get the labs and then wait for the labs to come back and then go back to talk to the doctor.
Okay. So, one, that's cool.
So while Gabby is involved, her thing is one. I'm probably gonna mess this up, but she's like um, an elite scholar.
Hmm.
As fast as she runs, her brain is 10 times better than that. And so I think her degree is like neuroscience or something like
Wow.
that. So she's brilliant. And so one thing she does is do her test when she's training. She's constantly getting tested, and they run her blood work so they can make sure that her workout, her eating, and those different things are good, and then she doesn't have any kind of crazy conditions going on.
Okay.
Because when they're beating their body up to get in that performance standard, so they need to make sure they know what's going on so that they don't get sick. And so that's kind of how they kind of came together and worked together. So they normally do an event, and that's kind of what I'm planning to do with them is bring them into Manor, where people can come, the kids can come, track kids can come, they can meet her, sign autographs or whatever, do a little promotional event. But then people can learn more about the service and then start doing their getting blood drawn on site.
So, when is this supposed to start?
Um, let's see. Well, the other thing we're going to be talking about is the health task force.
Okay.
Part of that group's job is to kind of look at the master schedule of things that I plan on doing, and setting the dates for that.
All right.
Yeah.
So, you was bringing up getting tested and things like that,
Mm-hmm.
and you made me think about something. Now that HEB open, we have another pharmacy in town.
Mm-hmm.
We had that one pharmacy in that medical building,
Mm-hmm.
Walmart, and HEB.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any plans for a CVS or a
They
Walgreens?
owned land out here a while back.
Okay.
They sold it. So I mean, it's really about if they're going to come back or not. There's at least 3 sites that are being developed
Mm-hmm.
that they could choose to come into. That I think would be ideal for them, but they have their kind of specific types of sites and locations they like to be at. They like to be on the corner of 2 major intersections, and so there's a potential for. In my mind, I'm thinking of 2 locations what that might be good for them, but it's up to them.
Okay. Because, I think there's a hole in the market for them here in Manor. And even though sometimes you see they got like Walgreens right on top of each other in some places.
Well, I mean, because of all the healthcare issues going on,
Mm-hmm.
I think if they don't come in and get a strong presence now, they may lose that kind of that loyalty. Like my dad, he still drives to CVS for his stuff, even though HEB is here. And he's
Okay.
closer to HEB. It's kind of people recognize CVS and Walgreens and kind of think about that's where I go get my medicine.
Right.
I think if they wait too long to come, they probably may not be able to come because how things are trending. People are probably going to shift to the HEB and the Walmart, over time. So right now, I think people are still commuting out for it.
Yeah, I still find the convenience in those drugstores because
Mm-hmm.
you going to HEB, next thing you know you got a basket full of groceries.
That's true. That's true.
Same thing with Walmart. So I kind of want to just get in and get out, and
Mm-hmm.
you're not buying a whole bunch of stuff from Walgreens.
Yeah.
Okay, so just so y'all know, with the Gabby program, if you go to betterway.com,
Yep.
you can get more information on that.
Mm-hmm.
And let's talk about the Manor Town Center update.
Yeah. I think since the last time we met, we finished the strategic plan to knock out all the rest of the financing.
Okay.
And we did see what I got, the financing, and then kind of just a roadmap of kind of the phases of the program. So what you'll see is I think we're still looking somewhere between December 2028. No, December 2027 and June 2028
Okay.
as the grand opening window.
Wow.
And that's kind of a 6 months gap, but that's just kind of pending weather, the unknowns that could be in the ground when we saw the infrastructure and all that. So we have that window. We're pushing to try to get that December.
Okay.
But we can't control what's in the ground. And
Right.
so, but if things work out somewhere in that window, latest June 28th, earliest December 2027.
And so you say um grand opening.
Hmm.
That's for everything, but it is this
That's
thing gonna
the
be finished in
that's
phases?
that's the that's hopefully, well, it would be City Hall, the new City Hall chambers, and library, and all the things that go along with that.
Okay.
The building part would be done, and hopefully all of phase one,
Okay.
or phase one would be enacted. So phase one is the front part of the 84-acre development, which is where we're hoping to bring in the movie theater, the bowling alley,
Right.
and all that kind of stuff in that kind of like Evo type establishment,
Mm-hmm.
restaurants, stores, shopping, walk, kind of I would call it like a Mueller slash domain feel up in the front, from 290, and then it kind of focus the layout kind of has right at the center of the development the new city hall and library, which is kind of now the new like center of the city of Manor. And painting the designs, it'd be like a nice big M right there that glows. So you're driving by a city, you'll see that M. Um, and the design kind of be appealing for folks to just kind of want to come out there and hang out. We haven't decided yet if we're going to prioritize how much of that we're prioritized versus the park on the back end.
Mm-hmm.
But also during that time period, we'll be building out the 4-acre park in behind park, for outdoor concerts and different things like that
Right.
behind the library. And so then there's a big kind of water, mini lake pond, large pond, mini lake that'll be back there. And then eventually, um, hotel, um, with some convention space,
Wow.
uh, more mixed use development with stores and shops and restaurants on the bottom floor, living quarters on the top. Um, Again, and that back portion will kind of look like, um, East. What is that
East
called?
Village.
East Village.
Mm-hmm.
And then as you push further back into townhomes or apartments, and then single family homes, with that back southeast corner, being a potentially a the first or the second rec center in the city. So we have the bond funds for one, but we don't know if that's going to be, if we're going to utilize that space for that rec center or another one of these. We have a couple of spaces where it will be feasible, um, and the developer might just do their own in that area as well. So then we could possibly walk our way with two.
Okay. So are y'all working with the same developer that did East Village?
Nah, this is a different group.
Okay. So is that like the new thing to do in communities is make that mixed use
No,
environments?
this is about the conversations we had in regards to finances.
Okay.
Anytime the city builds a park, a department hires people,
Mm-hmm.
a facility, a gym, a library, all those things are debts to the city. So even when we ask the voters for money and they give it to us, through a bond, and we build it, we still have to maintain it and all that kind of stuff. And those things we build don't generate enough
Okay.
revenue to take care of it. So those are always forever debts to the city. And so what I believe is a better financial model is to, instead of taking 8 acres and building something, and you know that's it, is work with people, public private partnership, where you go into something where they build something around your 8 acres, so the taxes, sales taxes, and the property taxes around that new area will come in to help cover the cost that you're going to be paying
Right. That makes
to
sense.
maintain that project, so that you're not just adding debts to the city, but you're saying, okay, this is going to cost $3 million a year. Well, let's build something that's going to bring us $10 million a year. So the $7 million can go to new things. The $3 million covers this debt.
Okay. And this gonna be your opportunity for your incubator.
Yes, and some of that design by the hotel space and that mixed use is still our goal in that space is to do a incubator space.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man,
For small business.
man, it's all coming together full circle, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Because I remember we talked about this a little bit last year and the year before,
Yeah.
and giving all these small businesses opportunities to grow and do great things. I think is great, and I think it's also smart and fiscally responsible.
Yeah.
For the city to sit here and make those opportunities for us and keep the city out of debt.
Yeah.
And it's funny, you always have people griping about, oh, y'all just wasting money and stuff like that. But where's all the comments about this? I think this is very smart.
Well, I was having a conversation at one of our last city events
Mm-hmm.
with people, and they was asking me, what are some of the things you learned that you didn't know when you was not in office? And what I would say is the cities operate in decades.
Mm-hmm. Right.
We operate in days. And so we voted for this on that day. Tomorrow we need to know when it's gonna happen.
Right.
But cities can't move that fast. When you do, it's when you find those news articles where such and such city is struggling with this or struggling with that.
Right.
Such and such city is blah blah blah. And the thing about it is, we could follow that blueprint because I'd be gone by the time. Because we move in decades.
Right.
So 2 decades from now, somebody will recognize that we took an easy way out. Because we could just take that bond money, build that thing, and then let the next mayors
Trying to figure out how to pay for it.
Figure out how to pay for it.
The next thing you know, they close down, falling apart, and then everybody wondering what happened to the money.
Yeah. And so I think that's just irresponsible. If we know that we operate in decades, then we have to make decisions not only for the today, but for tomorrow. And so I'm very thankful that council agrees with us, with me on that, that city staff understand that and have that financial knowledge too. So we can have those conversations and then talk about how to go into different partnerships and relationships so that we're not just thinking about the now.
Okay.
And like I said, most of all of our decisions, everything we've been building, the city has been getting financial bump. But the biggest bump that we're going to get is going to come when the city needs it later on. And that might be hard for people to understand, but there's going to be a time period where, with the things that we're foreseeing happening in the legislation, where if they continue to cut our financial resources or put caps, we're going to need a bump in income. And so we're planning so that we're taking some of the income now, but also structuring it so that a large amount more money will come to the city after make those potential negative or hurtful decisions might happen in the Texas legislature. So we're thinking about it all and trying to be conservative and proactive.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to shift gears a little bit. Let's talk about May 18th when Manor hit national news for reasons that we didn't want to hit national news for. And then we had that manhunt for those young men shooting. How did the coordination and everything go with that? And how did you feel like everything went?
I tell people all the time, we've talked about on this show, that we have a police chief and team that believe in training and training more than everyone else. And he believes in hiring and sustaining good hires. And so we really have some officers that are trained well and love the city, love working for the department, love working for the city, and are very, very strong and good at what they do.
Right.
And I think because of that, they respond well. You know, I don't know that we have waste in our police department. I don't know that we have folks that aren't on the clock doing stuff. Matter of fact, I think if we would ask people on Facebook, they'd be like, they always out getting us or something. We don't want to have any of that kind of stuff in our city. And it's good to know that if things are happening around us and that crime tries to come through our city, that our police department is, I don't know, they might be like 8-0.
Okay.
Because this is the big event, but there's been several events, and there's probably some other news events in the last 6 or 7 years where they were looking for this person, looking for that person, and they happened to try to sneak through Manor and got caught. And so it's not a brag or anything like that. It's a celebration for our officers to be being out doing routes, covering the city, paying attention to those reports and or requests for supports, and then responding immediately. And that's what happened. Our officers got some information. They responded to the information quickly, and because they know the city so well, they knew how to send officers here and there so that this portion could be protected from the other part of the city that they were going to lock down for the search, and which is allowed for them to say this area is locked off. So which gave other people peace.
Right.
Because if you don't know what's going on and you're seeing the news or hearing this, and, this is going on in Manor, am I safe?
Right.
Or is my street safe? And so because of their systems and their ability to respond and the training, they were able to quickly not only go into the chase, but ensure that they cut off areas so they could with certainty say they're not in these spaces. So all the rest of y'all carry on. Don't come over here. Let us do what we need to do. And I'm proud to say, I mean, I was with them. We did the press conference and we talked with everyone, and we had the conversation. We're going to do this. We're going to do this and this and this, and such person's probably going to come out, and then we'll catch them. From when we kind of just closed down shop, and there was still one at large, and they called it. As soon as we did was exactly what they said we need to do. Call them.
Man.
So and it's not just a police thing. Our residents did a real good job obeying and staying safe, and also our residents do a really good job of reporting stuff.
Okay.
And that keeps us safe. Everyone, when people are posting, hey, saw this car, looks weird. Hey, saw this person, or that person, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not talking about profiling. I'm talking about legit situations.
Right.
Our residents, they don't ignore it.
Right.
And that's the policing. That's the community policing the community in a safe way. And it's been very successful for us.
Okay. Yeah. Y'all was very successful. And that program that you can get text message alerts. Which program is that?
Nixle. And you all can subscribe to Nixle, NIXILE.com. And you can get all of our alerts. You can get our alerts. You can get Travis County. You can get State of Texas. You can get other city alerts. Whoever alerts you want, you can get.
Yeah.
You can also subscribe. The better way is to download the My Manor app.
Yes.
Because you not only get the emergency notifications, but you also get to communicate with the city.
Okay. Yeah, Ashley put me onto it. She was telling us about it. And then I installed it. And the next week, my phone was blowing up like shelter in place. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But it was good. It was like every couple of minutes, it was more and more information coming up. And I was like, wow, this is really good.
Yeah.
And I think it's better than like having an air raid siren going off. Because then what is that? You don't have any information with that.
Yeah, but the air raid siren coupled with the Nixle announcements and the app announcements, and then the website, Facebook posts, that whole system together keeps you informed. All you have to do is subscribe to it.
Yeah, and you should get subscribed. For real, that thing was nice. That was nice. Okay, how about we talk about the TML boot camp?
Yeah. You skipped one.
I did.
Oh, got a note right there.
Okay. The last thing I talked about was Manor Town Center updates.
290.
Oh, I don't know why I thought that was all together. Yeah, 290 improvements. Okay.
Yeah. So, check this one out. Um, I got an email.
Oh, let me shift. Let me shift. Okay.
I got an email asking me to serve on a steering committee
Uh-huh.
and then also help lead a task force for the 290 corridor.
Really? They should have never picked you.
No, they should have picked me
Well,
because I'm gonna get it done.
I know you're gonna get it done, but you finna get it done.
Yeah, we're gonna get it done. Well, I mean, I'm sure that there's of course other people on it, but I'm really excited about it because
Yes.
it's all the stuff I've been talking about, which is the 290 corridor. Like, and I was so happy because they sent data that support everything I've been saying.
Mm-hmm.
So on the 290 corridor is 11 million people. That's 36% of the Texas population.
Wow. Wow. So
Yeah.
from Houston
All
all
the
the
way
way
to Johnson City.
Okay.
11 million people. That's a huge corridor.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing bigger is it's 35.
Right, I was about to say.
So and it's $1 trillion collected off of 290.
Okay.
$1 trillion.
Yeah. I mean, shoot, we get $1 billion something right there with Manor Crossing. So
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
believe that.
Well, that's $1 billion over time. That's $1 billion over the course of the development agreement we did.
Oh, really?
1.
Over time?
1.9 billion over the time. This is $1 trillion. I think that number was annual.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So remember, Texas is the 8th largest economy in the world.
Okay.
So you got countries, and then you got Texas. So a lot of money there.
Mm-hmm.
But when you think about 35 infrastructure compared to all of 290 infrastructure, that's 290 has a lot of work to be done. So if we do get an awesome highway through that area,
Mm-hmm.
nothing but high quality development, hospitals, food deserts go away, hospitals come, more housing for the unhoused starts to take place in safe spaces.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you think about communities that are built off of 35, you don't have a lot of homelessness. You have more affordability, and like your cows and your beauties, right?
Right.
A lot of people move out there because it's affordable. It's not Austin, it's close, but you can afford it, and because everything likes to center themselves around that. So long for shops and grocery stores and hospitals and jobs off of 35, though that boosts the opportunities for the community. Same thing can happen down the 290 corridor.
Okay.
So what we're talking about is an opportunity for this 290 corridor to actually boost quality of life from Johnson City to Houston. And that's going to be a game changer for every single community on the highway and 5 to 10 miles north and south of it.
So will they, I know you're not on the committee yet, but just speculate.
Mm-hmm.
Will they start trying to work on the areas that really need improvement?
Well, I think that's going to be part of the conversations that we talk about is, what's happening is they're expecting a 44% increase of freight and transportation logistics increase on 290 and the surrounding parallel roads. And so this is now basically echoing what I've been saying.
Mm-hmm.
It's an economic need. And if we don't do it, we're going to start losing money. Similar to what I talked about before about us losing 28 million a year on 290 because of congestion and time delays. From an economic standpoint, if you can't get trucks through there, you're losing more than that. So, thank you to whoever with Tex died and Governor's Economic Development Team, whoever it was, whether we talked or not, thank you. Because it's going to change. It's going to change everything. Because now Manor won't have to be the only one asking for the highway improvements.
Right. And
we also won't be the only one having to ask about healthcare and hospitals this way. Because if you go down 290 and you get towards the Houston area, what do you start seeing?
Oh, you start seeing hospitals, everything.
Everything.
So I was thinking about that when you was mentioning it. Brenham is right there on 290. Bluebell is in Brenham.
Mhm.
And it's funny how it's a highway
Mhm.
coming out of Brenham going towards Houston. But then you come the other way, it's an old country road. But now they've expanded it and
Mhm.
widened it, and
Yeah.
now you can get trucks back and forth good. And it's like, it's funny how they have something so important that's a big business,
Mhm.
and they make sure to build around that.
Mhm.
But then in between,
Yeah.
it's like when you get the Giddings and you get the railroad tracks, and it's like what, 4 lanes?
Yeah. But it also comes with so many things happening in people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
That town probably did what they need to do to advocate for that years ago.
Okay.
And I'm not sure that, well, I know because I didn't know. So I'm sure, and I know from the emails and the messages we get on Facebook that most people don't know who to go to and who to advocate for.
Okay.
And so, if you think about all of our conversations, everyone has been thinking it's been us.
Right.
And
Right.
and so if everyone down 290 thinks it's the city's fault,
Yeah. You ain't getting that.
then the information
Yes.
never gets to TxDOT.
Yes.
And so, and the same thing we've been saying for years, we need the businesses, we need the economic development community, we need the healthcare community to all come together and communicate like the potential. Because if we do this the right way, because what happened is if we wait too long,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be too expensive for the hospitals to build. When it's too expensive for them, guess who pays the bill?
No, we do.
We do.
Okay.
This is why we were trying to get the hospital out so soon. This has been a conversation we've been having with them. Come now while the land is cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you wait 5 years and do it to follow your blueprint, you're going to have inflation
Yes.
plus the cost of all the rest of stuff, the convenience costs. Because everything in 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
man, it's going to look way different than what it looks now.
Yes.
And that cost is going to be completely out of control. There's people right now that's already trying to charge $25 a square foot for land. And that's ridiculous. That's higher than some of the land in Austin.
Okay.
So, yeah, so I'm very excited about being on that steering committee. We're supposed to have a summer start date.
Okay.
So sometime this month or next month. And then we should do our work, start the task force, do the public engagement in 2027, and then wrap up our report and findings for next steps in 2028.
Okay. And so I remember there was no plans to do anything for 290 until 2050.
There's still no plans. This is going to change the game.
And that's what I was going to say. So now the future looks a little bit brighter for getting something done before that date.
Mhm.
Aren't there some plans for some improvements for 290 now that's
So-
getting ready to come up?
There's the work we've been doing with CTRA
Right.
about the toll, trying to get the toll done, and the toll is basically would go from Palmer 290 all the way to the east side of Elgin
Right.
at 95, and then we also have plans for 973
Right.
highway to go
Mhm.
from 290 and 973 all the way down to Taylor.
Right.
And so I think that's going to have to be a topic of discussion to see if we're going to see how we're going to play it out. My hope is that TxDOT takes over the work like they've done before in other areas of the
Mhm.
state and funds it.
Okay.
And then we go from a toll road to a free road. That's my hope. Worst case scenario, I think it will continue with the toll plans, but either way, we'll get a solution.
But also,
Mhm.
there's some planned work for 290 with some turning lanes and
Yeah,
things like that?
Let's see. Basically, because we can't impact the city, can't impact the roads. We can make requests to TxDOT and they can do it. But what can make TxDOT change stuff around quickly is when people develop along 290.
Okay.
Hence, that's the reason why that's our target area. When you do that, then you have to do a traffic impact analysis
Right.
with TxDOT, and then they're going to say, okay, well, we already know that 290 is unsafe, so instead of us paying for it, Mr. Developer, you're going to pay for this lane this turning lane, are you going to widen this and do this? And so that helps TxDOT get things done without their dollar, but it's also not our dollar.
Right. Okay. Okay.
So yeah, you have all those shopping centers are going to get some create opportunities for traffic relief. We're also getting a new road. I think one time you talked about the complaint for Greenberry that they was saying it's on a one-way out. And I told you way back then, we got plans for that. It's coming. Where that road is pretty much almost done. If you drive by HEB and on 917, look to your right, you can actually see the road right there.
Okay.
And so residents will be able to come out of Greenberry and come on to 973.
And there's going to be some new roads built for the town center development, right? So you don't have to just come in through 290. You have a back way to get out there.
There'll be a couple of ways to get into the town center as well. Some new roads. There'll be a couple of new roads we approved at the last city council meeting over there by the fire department.
Okay.
That's going to help them be able to go north and south a lot easier. And these are projects that the city is taking on in partnership with them and some other developers to get these roads and infrastructure built and get water and wastewater continue to move towards the east.
All right.
And so when that happens, residents that own land, their land become more valuable, so they're able to get more money for their land. But the businesses out there that are, struggling with, septic or, need water and those kind of things, they're able to get that at, very, very good cost.
Okay.
Very, very good cost. Mr. Moore, Matt Woodard, and Scott Jones, they have been doing a phenomenal job of managing that process and helping landowners that have been here for years that are choosing to sell or choosing to develop their land. They've been doing a phenomenal job of working with them to try to bring things that take care of their needs and wants,
right,
but also take care of the things that the city needs.
Okay.
And everybody's been so generous in regards to the things that could cost the city a lot of money. Some folks have just flat out donated easements and right of ways for the city to do things that we need to do to create more east, west, north, south opportunities. So
that's great. That's great. And speaking of how we're growing so big and so quickly, can we pull up the picture real quick? So you posted this on Facebook, and Manor is number 11 as the fastest growing cities between 2020 and 2025. Talk on that. I know that makes you feel pretty good, huh?
Well, it's always good to get your name on something,
right?
Because it's publicity, and it draws attention for people to find out, well, what's Manor if they don't know what's happening in Manor. How are they growing? How are they, that high up? And you see it's a ton of Texas cities will let you know.
Yes.
Everybody's coming to Texas.
Literally. And you got Kyle and Leander right there.
Yeah.
Georgetown.
Was it
Hutto?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 of the 25? Yes. Something like that, 15, 25.
And 5 of them's right here in this local area.
Yeah. And so, but that comes to corridor development.
Okay.
It also happens when you have, major businesses go certain places, and that, and part of those development deals, those businesses help cover the cost for water and wastewater to be extended. Because now, from wherever the starting point to the end point of that water and wastewater, everything in between now has access to water and wastewater.
Okay.
Which means it's all now developable. And so that's probably what you're seeing happening in all those areas is major corridors have been developed or enhanced. Water and wastewater is going certain places. And there's a proximity to a university or a major employer or two.
Okay.
And then the retail window of, the 5, 10, 15 mile retail window is now doable with the water and wastewater infrastructure in there. So people start developing.
Wow. Well, so, and it's funny. I wonder how much pushback is going to come from the rural areas about all this development, because I know one thing that's a big controversy is the data centers. going to the rural areas,
Yeah.
and with that wastewater and water production spreading out, it seems like it's going to bring more developments like that in those rural areas.
Well, and here's the thing about data centers. We got to be able to pause on the panic so that we can have a real conversation about what's actually transpiring. Because not all data centers are pulling a lot of water like that.
Right.
Matter of fact, a lot of the new ones have closed loop systems. Some of them use gray water, which is your recycled toilet water.
Right. Oh,
And
the
so-
toilet water is black water. Gray
Yeah,
water comes from your sink.
when they recycle it through your wastewater treatment center,
Okay.
and it's
it's gray water once it comes out. Gotcha. I gotcha.
And so all that can go into a closed loop system, and it's not touching any of your drinking water. Matter of fact, it's not even going into an environment. It's going to a closed use system. These are the conversations that need to be had for there to be an understanding of what type of data center are you doing? Because there's a whole bunch of centers that are old and outdated. They've been here for a while. And I think that's the ones that people are talking about.
Okay.
Not necessarily the ones that have the newer technology and that are, you do one time upload of water and then they keep it clean and recycle. It's all built in on site. Some of them are using less and less water because they're leaning on gas and electric or solar or wind power. So all these new types of ways that they're doing things. We just have to ask the question. But I don't think people are asking the question because nobody's pausing from the panic.
Right.
And so it's easier for the algorithm likes to trend drama.
Yes. Yep.
Drama and fear, and so that trends a lot.
Yes.
And so people stay kind of out of the know, and it makes it really hard for those things to take place. And here's the negative of it. Let's say we have a city and it's rural and we want to stay farming, but we can't afford to. Well, if a data center wants to come and they're one of those closed loop, solar powered, wind powered, propane, going to use gray water type systems, the community won't even. There's not going to be a conversation. It won't consider it.
Okay.
Because they're already struggling as a farming community, and they're trying to figure out water. Even though that business can actually, as a return from coming in, could help bring more water to them. And so, these are just the conversations that when I'm at these mayor conferences about where people are having struggles trying to communicate to their public that, hey, this one is not that bad. What you're talking about over there, yeah, that's terrible. But this is actually good for us. And so, but nobody's listening. And so, I think I was telling you about the TML boot camp I went to. And so we were looking at the upcoming finances. It was all about finances.
Okay.
And oh my God, a fire hydrant of information. It was like trying to drink from a fire hydrant. But some of the key things I took note of was this kind of, I guess, last three legislative sessions in regards to people talking about this concern about data centers and the hold up on it, and then also the finances behind it. And there are some folks, because here's the thing, the reason why some people, the city leaders want them is because when they come in, how it's currently marked or designed, the center, the building itself is not worth a lot, but how they appraise it.
Okay.
It's like maybe $400 million, $1 billion property tax increase. That's a whole lot of money. Matter of fact, one data center that brings in $1 billion of ad valorem would double a city's entire budget.
Wow. So I see the appeal of them.
Yeah. But so you got one group of people said, man, we can double our budget,
Yes.
which means all the stuff we can't do right now, we could do. which is mean we're checking off all the boxes that the residents are asking us to do.
Right.
Then on this other end, you got all the residents that's been told this all data centers are bad.
Right. Yes.
And so now you have two people that want the same thing fighting about a way to get it done. And so again, I'm not a proponent, or I'm just saying there's some bad ones, but there's some absolute good systems and teams that are coming. And so what I was saying about from the boot camp is there's conversations now where this delay is costing data centers.
Okay.
Because they can't build the capacity and stuff they need. So that time is money. And so, but it also, their challenge creates an opportunity for them. So they're going to be lobbying to change how these systems are appraised.
Okay. Oh, and which would cut down the property tax that a city can get.
So,
now you end up getting the data center anyway, but not get all the benefits from it. Wow.
Yep. Because people are fighting. And
wow.
That is the most. But this is how the system, how it works. Our inability to sit down and talk about facts in America is creates opportunities for people to figure out how to lobby and circumvent the system to make it beneficial for them. So now, yeah, exactly that. So they're just going to build a warehouse and put it in there. They'll probably do it under a C3 code because they're going to lobby the legislator to get that approved.
Wow.
And get rid. And because the legislator, here's the thing, the legislator can preempt cities. They can say, you know what, cities, you don't have authority anymore to stop data centers because we need them.
Wow.
And then at that point,
there's nothing you can do about it, and you stuck with it.
And so
what you get,
you'll get it. And then if they change the appraisal process that makes it valued as high, you're going to get it, and it ain't going to be worth a lot of money. And if it is the bad system that you didn't want,
with it anyway. Wow, because then there's nothing compelling them to update the systems or put a good system
once they in. If the legislator says that they can do it.
Wow.
So
and I don't like to throw out no conspiracies, but when you look at it, it's almost like they feeding misinformation to citizens to allow them to circumvent the system.
Well, and that's the thing is the data center people are not. They're just as mad about the misinformation as the city people are.
Okay.
And so here you have a group of folks, because here's the thing. What they're doing, they're making so much money. So they don't care. But if you block them too long enough,
they're going to start caring.
They don't care. Yeah. And so they're about to start caring, is what I'm saying. And if we make it out of legislative session without changes, we probably absolutely have changes in the next legislative session. So if you're gonna do it, now it's time to do it. Well, that was the same thing we did when I think we talked about public finance corporations and the fact that we created one to do those housing projects to try to make affordability. Well, same thing was happening. People were taking advantage of it and not doing right, and so all these complaints kept coming. And so state came in and said, can't do it no more. So if you're gonna do it, you need to do it now. So we did it so we could get in. Okay. Because after they close it off, that's it.
Okay.
And people, and that's just kind of what happens when people take advantage of stuff, misuse it, or don't understand it and block stuff that's meant to be good.
Right.
School districts, I think, were been tagged as misusing Chapter 313 deals. Building all this other stuff instead of being the things that was supposed to design for. Businesses got mad because they said they were blaming the school districts for not having kids ready for employment. People against public ed, probably miscommunicate a lot of information about that. And next thing you know, 313s are gone. Huh. So school districts being able to partner with big companies to, get money this way or that way to do stuff for kids, has now changed. Now there's a new process that people have to follow. I think it's a lot more restrictive than it was. No. But the positive about it was it relieved the what's that thing called? The bonding burden on the residents.
Yeah, and it's funny. You try to relieve that burden on the residents. The residents fight it and end up having to bear the burden anyway.
Yeah. Well, and
Wow.
it's just information. And
Yes.
I think whoever can solve that problem of how to calm people down
Mm-hmm.
and get everybody to the same place so that they can and everyone's ready to listen and learn. Whoever solves that problem, or if that could be a peel or a red light, there's some kind of light to shine, and everybody just kind of focuses in and gets quiet and is ready to do that, you save the world.
Yeah, and boy, you saying a lot. That's Superman because he would have to fly in and make that happen. So here I get some new interns.
Yeah, yeah. So Selena's gone. She's
Yeah,
on
she was
to
great.
the world. Yeah, Selena was great. She's on to the world of work now, and so now we have Tanea Clark,
Okay.
who is a Manor resident. I think Selena came from Huddle.
Yes.
Um, um, Tanea lives here in the Manor area, and she is a student from Houston Tillotson. Selena was from Texas
Okay.
State. Tanea's from Houston Tillotson, and so she's our second intern,
Mm-hmm.
first from Houston Tillotson, and she's doing the same thing, working and interning with us, and she's kind of been working on some of the projects with the ladies, Stephanie Cho and Ashlyn Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
And she's working on some other projects for me, centered around health and wellness, youth advisory commission, and some other stuff like that.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think that's a really good
And we
program.
have two more. We have two more coming in the fall.
Really?
Maybe three. All from Texas State University.
Okay.
And then I have an inquiry from University of Texas Public Policy that I need to check out this week. So we may jump from just having one to potentially four
Okay.
next semester, which is going to be perfect because three of them, if we take all four, three of them will have policy background, and it's perfect for us going into the legislative session.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. Oh, we got to bring it up because you mentioned them.
Okay.
Task Force Health and Wellness.
Okay. So every fourth Tuesday, I have Mayor's Community Collaborative Committee, and it's people from HOAs and certain nonprofits, and I'm building it. But the idea is that I give two-way communication.
Okay.
So I give them updates, information that's going on, so they can disperse it to the people they lead or the community that they're in. So now we're working on our task force.
Mm-hmm.
One of our task force is the health and wellness task force that I'm going to create. They're going to work with a health committee. And that group is going to be tasked with creating 12 months of physical health activities. I'm working on a grant that I think is through Blue Cross Blue Shield. That I'll get all those details out. But we'll take it to the task force, make some recommendations, get approval from council to do the grant application. But it will allow us to do 1 to maybe 3 with other outside funding sources that are going to be needed. But 1 to 3 outside gyms.
Okay.
And with QR codes, so you can imagine going for a walk. You been to Town Lake before?
No.
No. Okay. Or imagine going, walking the trail.
Okay.
And then at a good spot, there's a kind of outdoor workout space with QR codes.
Okay.
That shows you how to do exercise for all ages. And so whether it be a child or a senior citizen, and you QR code it and tells you how to use these bars or this or that to get a full body workout.
Okay.
And then also there's studio space for those folks that are trainers that want to do outside aerobics or different things like that. Kind of see that sometimes on TV shows on the East Coast or West Coast.
Yeah, they out there in the park and stuff doing yoga and stuff.
Yeah, and so this grant would allow for us to get 1 to 3 of those, at least 30 to 40% paid, and then I have a couple of other foundations that I've been talking to.
Okay.
And I'm hoping will pay all the rest or leave us with only maybe 10% of the cost of the city. and then working with that task force to find people to kind of activate that space year round for folks. And then whether it be that's just the outdoors piece, but also finding indoor activities that we could be doing to promote movement. And then there's a couple of entities I just met that work on health and nutrition and gardening. And I just want to bring all those people together to just talk about, how can we help every Manor resident eat better, cook healthier meals, know how to exercise inside, outside, give them things to be doing year round so that we can just become healthy. I learned that preventative care is the best health care.
Yes.
So, and diet can change almost anything, any ailment going on. So why don't we just bring the people that know this information on a task force and then give it to the public for free?
Okay.
Right now, if you on social media, you get the ads and everybody's charging you a subscription to learn how to save your life.
Right.
And I think that's just ridiculous. So let's bring some people together that actually care about people.
Yes.
And put the information together and give it to people for free.
Yeah. It should be free.
Yeah. And there's a lot of things that's driving it, but the most important data that I got that's pushing this up on the list was when I found out that we're about 20 years less on the life expectancy in Manor.
In Manor.
In Manor.
Okay.
So you can go to East Side Austin, and live. And that data there says you'll live 20 years longer than here.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
that's because of social programs.
Lack of social programs, lack of mental health services, and lack of health care and access to health care.
Okay.
There's a lot of different stats and statistics that they look at for key components. They look at, of course, life expectancy numbers as well, but then all the rest of the data around it to make a determination of what aids or supports life expectancy. And ours is about 20 years less.
Wow. So how old is that study?
So that's recent.
Recent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Within the last 3 to 5 years. And so 75
okay
is the age. Other folks are going to the 80s and 90s, man.
Okay. Oh, that don't.
So, and I mean, statistics. A good friend of mine say statistics don't tell us, only tell us about our past. Don't
Right. Don't tell about our future. Yeah.
They don't predict our future. Yeah. So, you know better. So now we gotta do better.
Yes.
We know the reasons why people don't. Why we transition earlier. Poor, bad knowledge, bad health, and so we can
bad habits.
So we can bring at least if we give it to the folks, make it available, and if possible, make it everything available at no cost. Then there's no reason.
Right, except for you just don't want to do it.
Yeah, and when we look at our European countries, and I've been really blessed in this time as mayor on the Austin Health Council. I got a chance to my doctoral studies. I got the chance to visit countries in Europe, and just learn about just all the systems. And then on the Austin Health Council, where they're partnered with the Dutch, and so they've come twice in the last 3 years and just have poured out to us what they do to increase life expectancy and take care of their residents.
Okay.
And just hearing them, and then also being able to have been there, outdoor recreation. Walking in parks and stuff like that is what happens on a regular basis. People they take off from work in the middle of the day to enjoy outside, to walk, to connect with nature. Their foods are fresher. They have none of the stuff that we put in those kinds of things, and then they go back to work.
Right.
And so their culture is designed to prolong life. And I'm not saying I can make all these companies stop and do that, but at least I can give you. We can work together as a team to give people that knowledge,
right?
So that our older seniors can have the information they need and the access and resources to get healthier, and even the young ones from all of us our age and younger that catching the ailments a lot quicker than what we used to because of diet or whatever. That you at least have a roadmap to reverse it if you choose it.
Okay. Well, I look forward to some good things coming from this task force. Yeah, we need all the help we can get. You 75, shoot, I gotta make it a little bit longer than that. We've had a lot of events take place since the last time we sat down here. Manor Palooza, Juneteenth, 4th of July. We just had not too long ago. How was those events for you?
So I didn't make Manor Palooza. I was out of town with my wife during that one. That's the first one I missed, I think. But everybody said it went well. We had to push to a different location because of the weather.
Right, it rained.
It rained, so we couldn't do the fireworks show. And then we had the 5K the first part of June. And that went really, really well. People enjoyed that. And the community, liked the bounce house and all that kind of stuff for kids. So we had good reviews on that. Then we had Juneteenth, that had a very good turnout. It rained everywhere else but at our location. So so we had cooler weather, and some cloud coverage from time to time. Good vendors and good food and good bands that came out. And so we had people constantly the entire time for I think 8 hours we were there. And then 4th of July, we actually got to have a fireworks show again. And people are still talking about it on Facebook. I tell people all the time, our fireworks show is the best in the country, maybe the best in the world.
Okay.
And I think people are starting to catch on and believe that.
Why is ours the best in the world?
You got to go see it. You got to go see it.
Okay.
You got to go see it. Our team is from Manor. They started their business. They live in Manor. They started their business in Manor, and they started their shows with us. And man, I personally feel like they spend all of their time designing our show. Now they do other shows, but I think I like to believe they spend all the time designing our show. And I like to hear when we're planning for those events. I usually talk to Chief Phelps because he talks to them a lot. And it's like, the guy said he got something prepared for us. They're ready for it. They're excited about the show coming up. So if they're happy, we're already excited. But if they're excited about it, then I know it's going to be even better. And I mean, I don't want to give out their formula, but you got to see it.
Okay.
You got to see it.
As soon as I can not work on a holiday. I'll get out there and go see one. It makes so hard.
Well, if you get off at about, next 4th of July, if you get off work about 9, you can make it.
It's not about making it. After working that 12-hour day,
no.
Bruh, I ain't trying to see nothing but this bed. I'm sorry. I like fireworks.
Maybe you have some sniffles on the 4th of July in the morning.
No.
That might clear up.
Come on, man. You know that holiday pay is good.
Yeah.
True. We got to keep these lights on in here.
Yep.
Okay. And we had some grand openings in the area.
Everybody's been very good partners. I do want to highlight Mountain Mike's, man. They've been going out, giving out free pizzas to communities and people that's been struggling.
Okay.
I'm not talking like 5 or 10. I'm talking like 250
pizzas. Oh wow.
Yeah. The owner, the whole business is this franchise is ran by the family. And
they from Manor?
No, they're not from Manor.
Okay.
But they are, man. I tell you what, they are. Whatever y'all need, however can we help the community, and they're just doing it.
Okay.
They're just doing it. And so, I mean, we're just blessed to have them and like other partners that are doing the exact same thing. That everybody's just giving and trying to figure out how they can be part of the city. And I think we're blessed for that because you don't get that in other places. I remember when I was living in Austin and we were trying to get businesses to give, and I was like, you got to get on this list, and we'll think about it and all that kind of stuff. And they're like, all I want is $25 worth of your product, so I can go give to these families that are struggling. you know, you couldn't get $25. Here we got someone giving 250 pizzas
Right.
out, you know, no cost. And so, you know, that's a blessing. And that's why I tell people the most important thing in Manor is the people.
Yes.
Whether it's the people that live here or the people that choose to do business here. We just have really good people.
Yeah.
So they'll be nowhere. And then I got a chance to also go to, I haven't made it to all the stores that have opened up because sometimes the openings don't allow for over my schedule.
Right.
But I did get a chance to go to the Longhorn Steakhouse.
Yes.
And man, they surprised me. They got this tradition where they don't open the restaurant until the mayor approves the steak.
Really?
Yeah.
Did they wheel out this big old steak?
They wheeled out a big old steak about this big.
Okay.
And I had no idea about it. And they had, I was wondering they had a table with table cover and the flour on it and the bottle of waters. And I saw it. I didn't know what they was doing. I just thought it was for the like the store owner. He's gonna come and you know I saw the bottle. They put a bottle of water there. I said, okay, well maybe he's gonna eat something and then you know toast or whatever. I didn't know. I literally had no idea because nobody else said here's you know before you have to bite it before we open.
Okay.
And so the grand opening was supposed to start at a certain time. We did this about maybe 15, 20 minutes before.
Okay.
So literally, if I didn't like it, they was gonna have to go back and cook it, recook another one, and we was gonna keep going into it
until you liked
until I liked it. So they was like, "That's a lot of pressure on you." I said, "Actually, it's no pressure for me because I don't mind telling you I don't like it." That's Fred. They had the whole team lined up. And then all the guests that were there, and then they brought the two chefs. They came, they stood right there, and they was at attention. I looked at them. I said, "I'm sorry." I said, "I'm sorry." I said, "I'm sorry, but I'm gonna be honest." And they was just gave me a little smirk. But it smelled delicious, so I knew it wasn't gonna be bad. I mean, unless they just was terrible cooks, you know, whatever. But you know, cut into it, bit it, ate it. I thought y'all good to go.
Oh.
Yeah. Y'all go ahead and do that open. I'm going to sit right here and finish this big old steak. That thing was delicious. Yeah.
You know, I never asked you. Are you a vegetarian? Okay, good. That would have messed up things.
Yeah, it would have messed up. I'm like, y'all better find some plants and beans.
Oh.
Fold something together for that.
And it came with a baked potato or something too, huh?
Nah, it was
just all
meat.
Just
a big old piece of steak on a plate with a knife, fork, and a napkin and a bottle of water.
Did they take a picture of you? Is it on the wall?
I don't know. They did take a picture.
Okay.
I don't know what they're doing with, but yeah, I probably need to ask for that picture.
Okay. I know Wayne, they approached him about getting all the pictures and everything from Manor history for them to hang on the wall. So yeah, I think that's really cool. And you had that big old steak. I hope I get famous enough one day. Somebody call me down.
They ain't never happened before. I'm like, you know what? I would tell my kids, you know, they wouldn't be open if it wasn't for me.
That's a true statement. Yeah. Or they would have got a new mayor in there.
Yeah, they would have got a new mayor. If they would have, I don't eat seafood. I eat catfish. That's the only like seafood I actually eat. If they brought out a lobster or something, I'd be like, I'm sorry.
Hey, you don't eat seafood, but you eat catfish.
That's it.
That's.
I also eat. I call it square fish. It's a square block fish at Luby's. Then nobody knows what it is.
Oh, that little mystery fish.
Yeah, mystery fish. I eat that. Yeah.
Oh, that's you funny.
Yeah.
You just ain't had the right seafood, but you just don't like how it. I don't know why I'm getting into this topic, but
yeah, no, that's. I've tried a few things. I mean, I've tried some of the seafood, but it
just
doesn't
never appeal to you. Yeah, I feel you. Yeah. And you got your smoothie.
I did. I've been there a few times. You know, I like them because you can get that app, and they don't have a drive-through, but you can just once you order on the app, you can just go in there and pick it up. So, Tropical Smoothie, they are over there behind They're on the same building as Mountain Mike's. Now, there's a
Okay.
few other things that opened up that I haven't been to yet. I think like a milk and tea, and another kind of like shop right next to them. I can't think of the name. Marble Slab, I think,
Marble slab.
is over
Yes.
there. Bunk Cakes.
The butt
They've been open
cakes.
for a minute, but yeah, they've been open. They've actually been a steady vendor, so shout out to them at city events selling the bunk cakes
Okay.
at the city events. Nice couple of people that I met over there. The murals up,
Yeah. I see
and
that over
I
there
went
off the
over there.
corner.
I met the young lady that did it. Fun fact: if you ever meet my dad doesn't know a stranger. So my wife always talk about, well, you know everybody. I don't know everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Now my dad, he probably knows everybody, because the lady knows my dad, and I went to go introduce myself to her, and she was like, oh, and normally in Manor, everyone says, oh, you're the mayor's such and such family member or whatever. You're related to the mayor. That's what people say. Not here in this situation. I went over there and I was told, oh, you're Carl Harvey's son. I was like, how do you know my dad? Oh, your dad, when he lived in Austin, lived down the street from me and he did all this, blah, 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 blah. So still can't get out of his shadow. But that was cool to know.
I feel a nerve hit.
No, that's a good shout out to be under.
Okay,
Like if there's
okay.
anybody, my dad and my brother are both role models and superheroes to me. So, yeah.
Dang,
no,
and that's saying a lot, dude. You ain't no scrub, dude. Hey, you one of the smartest people I know. So to say that, that's like wow.
yeah, I look up to both of them. So that's never a negative. But it was a fun. I went to joke to him about it because um, I was like, you always, people telling you that because when in Austin, that's how it was. All, me and my brother and my sister growing up all the time. You Carl Harvey kid, you Carl. So when he came out here, everybody said, "Oh, you the mayor dad, you the mayor dad." I was like, "How does that feel?" So, but now he out here doing his thing, making his impact. Now people saying, "Oh, you Carl Harvey dad." Son.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, I gotta do more.
So, but no, it was cool. Cool lady, cool story, cool family, and yeah, the artwork was definitely good. So it's kind of cool. You go to Austin and some of the other cities, and they got that kind of lettering. And then I found out kind of all the spaces she has art up in different places. She partners a lot with the Tomlinsons,
Okay.
that pet store. She does a lot of artwork for them. So wherever you go see one of those stores, she's done artwork with them. So that was kind of cool because I think they reached out and helping to recommend for her for that job. But yeah, she did really good. It's a nice little photo spot. It's something we can
Yes.
put on our little tourism space now. Come to Maine or make sure you get a photo by the Maine thing.
Now, my only gripe about that is I wish it was over here at
Where?
the little park.
Oh, the art park.
Yeah, I
Well,
wish
see,
it was there.
they run that. There's actually a group of folks that run that art park,
Okay.
and so they could commission something like that, but I think they have their own kind of thing that they got going on for
Okay.
that.
Okay.
But yeah, that they a nonprofit actually kind of works to commission the artwork on that one.
Okay. And yeah, they just added a new piece where you put your lock on and everything.
In honor of the former city manager, Tom. Yeah, so that was I think dedicated in his memory.
Okay.
So he was one of the members on the committee.
And I was going to ask you about something else, but I forgot what it was. So what we're going to do, we're going to move into the Main of Monday.
All right.
The one that came out today. We're going to watch it together. I'm part of it, and most of the time I don't even know what we're going to see. Ashley she be doing so much stuff. Like I'm like, wow, they did that. That's really crazy.
No,
And we need more people watching this. There's a lot that goes into this, and she puts in a lot of work.
It's going to get there
interesting.
because here's the thing. I know sometimes when I watch and I'm clicking, I go and I'm clicking like on my personal account, and I'm clicking it a like on my mayor account, and I'm clicking like. So I don't know. I was given the 3 or the 5.
All right.
But now it's getting up there, and I think there's just it's still just one person. And there's only so much work you can be spending in the creating and the marketing. And then I think so. Just time for her to, you know, and she's still new, still ain't been here a year.
Right.
And so, you know, getting settled with all of that, and then, you know, sitting down with the, you know, talking about, you know, kind of that phase two of how to, you know, automize, not automate, what is it? No, what is the word?
Automate?
Automate, there you go. To automate some of the announcements and maybe some ads, and we're about to do budgeting right now, so maybe there's some things we can look at, but ensuring that there's a, you know, for the next level of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and then looking at data and analytics so we can figure out how to, you know, make those recommendations, you know, to help with that viewership and those kinds of things. So Facebook and all those things keep those data analytics that can help us, and there's roadmaps that we can look at as well to try to figure out how to increase viewership. So we just been doing a lot of creating.
Oh, no, they some trailblazers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's perfectly fine. The viewership, we'll get that later.
Yeah.
What people can't say is that information is out there.
Yeah, they can't say that.
Nobody can say that anymore because the information is there and questions are being answered.
Yes.
And that, for me, the biggest thing we have been trying to address was that.
Right.
Was how do we get the information out there? And we're doing it in the most creative of creative ways to do it.
In a simple and understandable way.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. Anybody can understand this information.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay.
When y'all start thinking about this budget for this,
Mm-hmm.
y'all better put some money aside in that budget for some wardrobe for them so they can get up here and be looking fly when they doing these shows. I told them I was gonna do that. And so when I go back and see them the end of this month,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say, hey, I put in there, so we're gonna see what happens.
Some wardrobe.
I mean, they coming out. You see, I don't know how it works.
Mm-hmm.
They coming out with all their clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, nobody want to wear the same thing. Well, I don't care. I wear the same thing over and over. But they ain't going to want to wear the same thing. I ain't saying you ain't got to sponsor for the whole year.
You're talking to the wrong one, because I'll get me 5 shirts and put a label on it. And that's what you're going to see on all these Meet Mainer Mondays.
I know.
This week is red. Next week is blue.
So don't think that I got a whole wardrobe of those Frontline Mainer shirts. It's probably that same shirt washed. but
yeah.
Ladies don't do that, so just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay. So let's go ahead and roll that Mainer Monday.
Are you wondering what's being built in Greenbury?
That question comes up all the time, especially when new projects start moving quickly.
And today we're taking a closer look at what's being built, what's opening soon, and how Manor continues to grow.
Before we get into it, we did just get word from construction that they will be building a concrete wall barrier that will allow this front row of houses more privacy and decrease the noise level.
That's great news. All right, let's get into it. Welcome back to Meet Mainer Mondays.
Let's get started. First, thank you to everyone who participated in our movie poll for the next Movies in the Park event happening August 7th.
The votes are in, and we'll be announcing the selected movie very soon.
And speaking of community events, if you're ever interested in hosting your own event on city property, there's a process for that.
Residents can visit MainerTX.gov, go to Your Government, Development Services, Applications, Vendor Permits, and scroll down to the Park Rental and Special Event application. 30 people or fewer is park rental, and 50 or more is a special event permit.
Once completed, you can email your application to scho@MainerTX.gov for review.
Now, one of the biggest questions we've been hearing lately is about the development near Greenbury.
A lot of residents have been asking what's being built there and what they can expect moving forward.
That's exactly what today's Frontline Manor conversation is focused on.
But before we get there, let's take a quick look at some other major growth happening around Manor.
Kimbrough Crossing is moving closer to its official groundbreaking, expected later this summer, with the recent approval of infrastructure funding to support future traffic, drainage, water, wastewater, and public street improvements.
That development is expected to bring major retail additions, including Hobby Lobby, Academy Sports, and additional pad sites for future businesses.
We've also seen several new openings recently, including HTO, Mountain Mike's, RBFCU, and Longhorn Steakhouse.
And more projects are still on the way, including Mr. Car Wash and Manor Grocery, which is beginning renovations near Lexington and Parsons.
Growth like this continues to bring more services, jobs, and opportunities to Manor residents.
And speaking of opportunities, the City of Manor is continuing to encourage students to apply for the Mayor's Internship Program.
This program gives high school and college students hands-on experience in city government, communications, community engagement, and event planning.
It's a great way for students to gain real-world experience while helping shape Manor's future.
Applications can be found on the City Council page of our website under Programs.
Another program residents can get involved in is the Better Together Mayor's Challenge.
This initiative encourages residents to complete community-based challenges that strengthen neighborhoods, support volunteerism, and increase civic engagement.
Participants who complete the challenge can earn the Mayor's Challenge coin and be recognized at city events.
More information about both programs can be found on the council page of our website.
And while we're talking about city resources, we also want to remind residents that Manor does have an active animal control team serving the community.
Animal control helps respond to concerns involving stray animals, missing pets, and animal safety issues throughout the city.
Make sure to follow their page to stay informed about missing animals and contact Travis County Dispatch for all animal control related calls.
And now it's time for Frontline Manor, where your questions meet answers.
This week, Development Service Director Michael Burrell is answering your questions about the Greenbury development and what residents can expect next.
Here's Michael with more.
You Lord, the Lord, you Lord, for Sunday.
Welcome to Frontline Manor. I'm your host, Kevin Stewart, Mr. Do-Right. If you did not know, bringing your questions straight to the source. And today we have Mr. Michael Burrell. He is the Development Service Director for the City of Manor. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing quite all right. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing outstanding. Glad to have you here again. And we'll just jump right on into it with the first question, which is, what development is currently planned near Greenbury Village, and what can residents expect next?
So the development at the northeast corner of US 290 and 973 is Manor Commons Northeast.
Okay.
It's a continuation of the current Manor Commons commercial development to the south and southwest. It'll be a mixed-use commercial area with restaurants, gym, potentially medical services, depending on how things go, but just a general commercial site for the residents to enjoy and kind of expand upon the commercial presence that's currently at that intersection.
Okay. How does the city evaluate and address potential impacts like traffic, flooding, noise, and safety when new developments are proposed?
So whenever a development is brought to the city for consideration, there are a lot of preliminary discussions, and in the case of Manor Commons, very historical discussions about what the area is intended to be. And once actual plans are submitted for the project, there are numerous boxes they have to check off, if you will. There have to be traffic impact analyses for basically the impact of the traffic in the area that determines what improvements they need to make, if there's additional turn signals, lanes, actual turning lanes into their project or out of it. There are numerous boxes that they have to go through and make sure that they satisfy with TxDOT, since that's who's primarily responsible for this intersection, or whatever jurisdictional authority is. So there are multiple boxes that have to be checked off whenever these developments are brought to the city for consideration. You'll have things such as your traffic impact analysis, which is a study of your traffic impact that'll dictate whether or not you need to add things like additional turn signals, turning lanes, ingress and egress, and generally what your expected traffic numbers are expected to be. And those are reviewed and approved by the jurisdictional authority over which these roads fall under. So in the example of the development by Greenbury, that would be TxDOT. As for your pedestrian access, that's partially with your traffic impact analysis, because you have to have proper ingress and egress for people traveling by car. We also have pretty significant requirements for sidewalks, both outside of the development as well as internally, to ensure that people can walk to and through what's being proposed. As for your safety and flooding, There are pretty significant reviews that these projects have to go through with their construction plans. And within your construction plans, you'll have things pertaining to your grading, which shows how the dirt is essentially layered out on your project. It'll look at how water flows on and off the property. It'll have things pertaining to your storm sewer, so how that water is transferred off the property and into our system for treatment and things of the like. So there's a pretty intense review and set of guidelines that need to be followed in order to begin construction.
Okay. How long does that process usually take?
Well, construction plans, you can typically account for 3 to 4 rounds of review. And for the city, we have 30-day review periods. Now, between those review periods that we have for ourselves, we also have to account for the time that the applicant takes to respond. So that can be anywhere between 6 to 8 months just to get to plan approval. And from plan approval, you then have construction, which can take up to a year, just depending on the size of the project and any unforeseen circumstances that they may run into when working on the site.
Okay. Last question for you today. How can residents stay informed and participate in the public input process for developments happening in their neighborhood?
The surefire way to be involved and informed is to pay attention to your council agendas and your planning and zoning commission meeting agendas. We'll post these typically a week before the actual events occur, and they'll have information on what's coming, what's in progress, and what's near completion. Additionally, at each of these meetings, you have the opportunity to submit a public comment. Now, you do have to show up in person, but whenever you do, you get the opportunity to speak to the council and ultimately the audience. You can't address the audience, but anyone who's present or tuned in can hear what your concerns are and take those things into consideration as these projects are being brought forward. And it definitely gives the city more insight as to what the community is looking for and their needs.
Okay. Well, we thank you for joining us today. And we also thank you for joining us. This is Frontline Manor. I'm your host, Kevin Stewart. Mr. Durant, if you did not know. And until next time, peace.
You Lord, the Lord, you Lord, for Sunday.
Thank you, Michael, for helping bring clarity to those questions.
As Manor continues growing, it's important that residents stay informed and understand how these projects move forward.
Conversations like these help make development easier to follow and easier to understand.
Before we go, if you have questions, concerns, or comments you'd like answered in a future Meet Manor Mondays episode, submit them anytime at bit.ly/Meet Manor Mondays.
Your questions help shape these conversations and keep us connected to what matters most to you.
As always, thank you for staying informed and connected with us, Manor.
We'll see you next Monday.
Hey, we back. Meet Manor Mondays. Yeah, y'all need to get on that. Start watching that. Share that with everybody around you because there's a lot of information that's being put out on these videos. Not to mention you got me on there too, trying to get this information out there to you. And it's funny being on there. You know, I'm like I gotta be professional. On here, I just have a conversation and I enjoy that. So yeah, you'll see my brother over there on Meet Manor Mondays. So I appreciate you coming in today, man. A lot of information today. Yep. We've been doing a lot of good stuff here in Maine, and a lot of things are coming our way. So y'all be on the lookout for that. Thank y'all for heading that up and keeping us moving in a forward direction. And we'll move all the way up that list to number one here pretty soon.
Yeah.
All right. And we can't do that without y'all. Hey, there's a million videos that y'all could be watching out there, but y'all chose to watch this one. We appreciate you. And until next time, peace.
You Lord.